What up, everybody? Welcome to the Lucha Lounge and my IWE report. Now, Saturday, March 21st, IWE holds yet again another event at the Independent Arena. And we got a lot to cover. Our journey continues, and our destination will be May 2nd when we crown our very first IWE champion. It will also mark our very first DVD taping. And but March 21st, this Saturday, I invite and welcome everyone to come to the Independent Arena and support the IWE. It's the fans that really help motivate and genuinely give us a reason to perform. But a lot to cover. I want to talk some about what happened on March 7th. I want to give my thoughts on the IWCS rankings. I also want to cover my thoughts about where the IWE is going. So first off, let me give some shout outs, some thank yous. I want to first off thank Jay Smith and Jason from DOJO Productions for giving me their time, their service, their energy to our show on March 7th. I want to thank Paul Griffin for the wonderful flyers. If you've seen them on our MySpace, you've seen them posted here and there, you know definitely that he does some great work. Also, the photographers from Delwyn to Kevin to Claudius to Alicio, I want to thank all of those guys. And we've brought someone else on board, Sean, who will help out as far as getting the word out and giving us a journalistic view. I also want to definitely thank the wonderful women of IWE. If you noticed, Prime Time's video was one of the last videos I posted, but I also want to thank Starlet for her interview, which will debut on March 21st. But I also want to thank the talent, everyone. Everyone that came out and performed and gave me their all, and really gave the fans a reason to come back to IWE. And I think anyone who comes watches our shows definitely will be impressed and definitely amused and entertained more so than anything else, and really feel the passion from all of the guys. But let's cover, I'm going to cover the rankings because I feel I can give you the results as well as where I see things going. And again, these are my views. If you go to iweslam.proboards.com, you can voice your opinions. Again, you can also go to the MySpace, myspace.com/IWESlam. Hell, you can comment on this video. You can give us feedback of any kind. Your feedback, your opinions also help out with the ranking system. It's not just a committee. It's not just me. It's not just Darius. It's a whole crew. Again, I wanted to thank Darius for his hard work and the commentating. Again, everyone works really hard on our shows, and I think anyone who comes watches them feels the passion more so than anything else. But let's get into the rankings. Now, again, these are my opinions. They're open to debate. I gladly and welcome anybody who wants to debate it. But let's cover my opinion of what the IWCS should be, or my opinion of what it is. First off, I want to give an honorable mention to Brett Idol. Brett Idol has been on ECW television. He's been to WWE. He's on their radar. He's probably on TNA's radar. The guy's got a body. Definitely, looks like $1 million and's got the talent to boot. And definitely a great guy just in the locker room. Very laid back. Very just kind of goes with the flow. And really, he's a pleasure to have around. And I look forward to having him on other shows. And once we can get him in a regular rotation, he's definitely going to be one of those guys to look out for. And he had probably arguably one of the matches of the night with Adrian Sensation on the 7th. So big things, I expect big things. And good luck to him, in his journey as well to get to WWE or TNA. But now let's get on with the rankings. Now at number 10, Kevin. Definitely a fan favorite amongst the women of IWE. The women have welcomed Kelly with open arms. And also, some of the fans have welcomed Kelly with open arms. Who understands it? I'm not one to judge. I just think, hey, you got extra points for that. Had a very hard-fought loss against Chaotic on the 7th. I expect, Kelly to always be kind of the focal point of some entertaining segments and entertaining matches, and I was really impressed with what Kelly did on March 7th. Now, Kelly really wants to get in the win column, has had 2 straight losses, and no one likes to have any kind of streak. So Kelly's demanded a match against a couple of undefeated, one of the undefeated, and will face one of the Crusaders. Now, we'll get to the Crusaders in a second, but Kelly will find out by the end of this video who Kelly will be facing on the 21st. Number 9. Proving that chivalry isn't dead, proving that rock and roll is here to stay, and that he will party every day and rock and roll all night. I am, of course, speaking of Robbie the Rockstar. Now, Robbie looked like he had Gustavo on the ropes at times, but just couldn't finish off Gustavo. And unfortunately, he is now 0-2. Now, Robbie is, again, someone that I think brings a lot of energy, and definitely someone I think that is a good person to have as a backbone of a company. But I really want to see, the reviews are kind of mixed. Some of the fans like him, some of the fans don't. So it's kind of a bag. I thought everyone would love rock and roll, but then again, Robbie will be facing Ruthless Ryan Davison on the 21st. Which, nice segue, because number 8 is Ruthless Ryan Davison. Ryan has been successful everywhere else he's gone. He has really lived up to the moniker of the cornerstone of what a champion should be. Has had garnered success everywhere. Probably has belts from other companies. But can't seem to get on the winning track here. Seems to let the fans get under his skin. And he's gotten outwitted by the Crusaders. Two guys he doesn't really seem to have a lot of respect for, and yet they seem to outwit him at least 2 shows in a row. But I'm expecting something to give, whether it be Robbie or Ruthless. Someone's going to get a win on March 21st. Someone's going to finally break into the win column. And Ruthless, again, comes with a lot of charisma, natural charisma, is a phenomenal mic person. But I know that Ruthless wants to be known for more than his mic ability, so I want him to just get his head on straight and have a great match against Robbie. So there's number 8. Number 7 will be Cash. Now, I brought in Cash really as an insurance policy. I being the host and kind of the overseer and making sure everything kind of flows and the fans are enjoying the show, and really just kind of overseeing such a production. Being physically involved in matches at times, that's just added stress. Don't get me wrong, I am by no means done with wrestling as far as being an active wrestler, but I think for the best interest of the show, me being the host is where I need to be. So I brought in Cash for those who really wanted to get physical. Again, he showed himself on our debut show, but was inactive. He's always lurking. He's always around. He's got my back. And I definitely want to see what he can do. And hopefully if we can get him in the mix, again, he's 1-0. And it was impressive in his only match. So we'll see where he goes from here. Number 6, a guy who's got a win and a loss. Finally got a win against Kelly on the 7th. And I'm speaking of Chaotic. Chaotic has an impressive win, and being a luchador in a predominantly American style company does garner some advantages. The only thing I would say is that he was pretty much a bad sportsman. He won. He had the match won. He had won with the Chaos Bomb against Kelly, and then decided to add insult to injury. And that I don't know. That's kind of, you do your thing. You get your point across however you want to get it across. But for a guy who talks of respect and then shows some disrespect, you kind of wonder. But again, I'm not here to judge. Chaotic has demanded a rematch. Wants to avenge his loss against Q, and I'm one to say, why not? Those two had an amazing match on on our debut show, so why not on the 21st let these two lock horns again? Let's see what they can do. But again, he's number 6. Now, number 5, and probably the most entertaining aspect from just a pure entertaining, and I'm all about entertainment. I mean, entertainment is part of the IWE. So, I'm speaking of the Crusaders. Now, they could be 5A and 5B, and it's kind of, on the one hand, 2-on-1 is cheating. But if you don't get caught, how really is it cheating? Back to the Crusaders. So, being 2-on-1 has its advantages, obviously. The ref doesn't catch it. Who am I to judge? I can't overturn a decision. The ref is the final say. But I'm loving what I see. They are very entertaining. I mean, everyone really gets behind the Crusaders. They have a lot of energy and definitely bring a lot to the show. But I'd like to see each one in a match. So on the 21st, each one will have a match. Pop and Lock are going to be squaring off against individual opponents. I want to say Pop will face Kelly. That for sure. And Lock, I'm going to get back to Lock a little bit later on. But for right now, they're 5A and 5B or 5, but I want to separate them and see what they can do on their own. Number 4. I have mad respect for this person. Any guy who can come into our show having received burns, a show previous, Gustavo Mendoza could have just said, "Hey, I can't make it. I've got one eye." But Gustavo not only showed up, he held a wrestling clinic against Robbie the Rockstar, and at times looked so dominant that he could have won it at any point. Even one-eyed looked extremely fluid. I mean, extremely fluid, and finally broke into the win column. Again, 1-1. But Gustavo's a man of respect as well, and wants to, like Chaotic, he wants to avenge his very first loss at IWE. And who am I to deny him? I think he had quite a classic with VIP, and I want to see those two yet again. So I'm looking forward to looking at Gustavo Mendoza versus VIP on March 21st. Now, number 3. This guy's had arguably two matches of the night, both shows, arguably, and is 1-1. But showcased quite a bit against VIP, and I am talking about the Mysterious Q. Doesn't say much. You're never going to get a soundbite from Mysterious Q. You're never really going to know what Mysterious Q is thinking because that face is covered. You never really know what's going on inside the Mysterious One's head. But I will say this. The guy is too athletic for his own good. Has no fear, it appears. Will go out there and put his body on the line, and you can't ask for more than that. And who better to face Q than Chaotic? I mean, these two had quite arguably one of the best matches of our debut show, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Q can do against Chaotic in this go round. But for right now, he's number 3. Could easily move up. If one guy slips up, I mean, that guy could be number 1. Now number 2, and again, it's split. It could be any which way, but. Right now, this is my number 2, and I am speaking of a guy who definitely lives up to the moniker. Rubio's brought him in with so much hype, and I have seen your feature presentation, Adrian Sensation. I just love saying that whole little phrase, your feature presentation, Adrian Sensation. But Adrian, Mr. Sensation, has definitely lived up to the moniker. Had an awesome match against Brett Idol. I mean, really just back and forth, showcased what he could do. And I expect grand things from Adrian, Mr. Sensation. And obviously because I've got his agent constantly telling me how great your feature presentation, Adrian Sensation, is. But I want to see what Sensation can do. So I'm going to put him against one of the Crusaders in lock. And I want to see if that momentum continues. He's, your feature presentation, Adrian Sensation is riding high, so I'm expecting another highlight reel of events against Locke. And number one for me, because the guy is undefeated, was beat a top guy in our debut show, and then also beat a guy who had match of the night on the second show, and that's VIP. He's definitely hasn't missed a beat. Definitely has not missed a beat, and just really got in a back and forth match, really got the last move in, and it was a very impressive victory. So to recap, and in no uncertain order, you're going to see the rematch between Q, the Mysterious Q, and Chaotic. You're going to see Ruthless Ryan Davison versus Robbie the Rockstar. You're going to see Kelly Kevin against one of the Crusaders, Pop, and then you're going to see Adrian Sensation, your feature presentation, against another one of the Crusaders, Locke. And then you're going to also get to see VIP versus Gustavo, but you're also going to get to see the women of IWE. It's just going to be an impressive night overall. And again, I feel like we are building, generating steam, slowly but surely. Of course, getting the fans to come back and enjoy our shows and giving them a reason to come back is first and foremost. I mean, we want to give people the best independent wrestling action there is out there. Now, on the horizon after March 21st, I'm giving people advance notice now, is that April 4th, we're going to have a special start time. Normally our shows start at 7 p.m., but due to Ring of Honor and Hall of Fame and a few other events going on around the town on Saturday, April 4th, we're going to have a special start time of 11 a.m. You're going to get at least, at the very most, but at the very least, 2 quality hours of wrestling entertainment. And we're not very far from where ROH is performing or from where Access is. So I invite anyone who's listening to this and wants to see a very good wrestling show, hit up our MySpace, get some directions, and come out. And we're going to work on some things to hopefully get some people, make it a little more convenient for you guys. Again, as host of IWE, I look forward to all feedback. I look forward to all comments, any suggestions or anything else. And I look forward to a great show this Saturday, March 21st. Again, I gave you my rankings, some of the results. I'm expecting some great things in the coming weeks and the coming shows. And again, I've got my segment, Getting to Know a Woman, this time featuring IWE's own Starlet, which will debut on the 21st, so be on the lookout for that. And again, we've got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to have some t-shirts, and I'm going to have a very special announcement on March 21st concerning the IWCS and our Crowning of a Champion DVD taping. So I expect and would welcome and invite, again, everyone to come out. And you'll have a reason to mark out. I guarantee you're going to have a reason to mark out. But again, I appreciate everyone. Keep your comments and feedback coming, and I will see you soon. Later.